when you have your life in sync, you can make better decisions about new opportunities. You can easily determine whether a new business idea fits into your current plan or if it will disrupt balance that you've worked so hard to achieve. Welcome back to the Momprenista Life podcast. I'm your host, Lori Templeton, and today we're diving into a topic that resonates with most of us, our coworkers. Now, for some of you, those coworkers are fully functioning adults that can take care of themselves. And for others, your coworkers require help staying on point with all their tasks, food intake, understanding communication, even waste elimination for some. Still, there are others of us that have kids as our coworkers. Okay, now see, that was me trying to be funny, but seriously, I hope you got it. Regardless of how you are trying to balance family and business, workplace interruptions have a serious impact on productivity, probably more than you even realize. And that is one of the reasons why you feel the need to work all of the time, because you're constantly feeling like you aren't getting enough done, right? The day starts and the day ends, and you feel like you're in the same spot that you were in when you went to bed last night. So let's take a good look at this issue and take some tangible steps to course correct how we're utilizing our time. In looking at the typical office scenario, ask yourself, how often do you and your colleagues pause your workflow to ask a question or seek help with a basic task? Now, if you've heard any of my other episodes, you know that most businesses do not properly have policies and procedures in place, and if they have them, they're not well organized. So another good question to analyze is, how much time do you spend hunting for work instructions on your company's intranet, HR system, or SharePoint site? Other interruptions, if we're being real here, are probably going to include a coworker sharing their personal life. Maybe they're venting about another coworker or even a superior, or maybe they're asking your opinion on the work they're doing before submitting it for approval. And there's probably tons more to talk about, but according to Time magazine, the average worker faces about 7 interruptions an hour. That's 56 interruptions a day, with a staggering 80% being deemed trivial. So BASEX research estimates these interruptions cost the US economy $588 billion annually. Coworker interruptions are a significant productivity drain. In our operations consulting across various industries and looking at various studies, we've discovered that employees typically spend 10% of their workday seeking help with routine tasks. Now, that's 45 minutes a day in a standard 7.5-hour workday. For a company with 300 employees earning an average of $20 per hour, this time lost translates to a hefty $1,080,000 in annual labor costs. Is that surprising to you? Okay, now what I want to do though is I want to bring it closer to home. So for mompreneurs working from home, interruptions are just part of the daily routine, right? Whether it's as simple as your kids needing help with homework, assistants getting a snack, maybe it's a diaper blowout, or even a sibling rivalry that needs a WWE referee, right? We all know those issues. These interruptions can add up. Now, combine this with everyday distractions like household chores or quick email check, and the time loss can feel absolutely overwhelming. In both of these situations, the office and the home, the fix is the same foundational components. Implementing a clear system of standardized procedures that are easily accessible can significantly reduce these interruptions. Because when you can quickly and reliably look up answers, you work more efficiently without needing to interrupt others or be interrupted yourself. This not only boosts productivity, but it also helps maintain your focus and your sanity. But how in the world does this actually work for work from home moms? Well, you have to know where you're starting to know where you're going, and where you're going will determine the work that you need to do. This is where the sync method comes into play. The sync method is more than just a time management and efficiency process. It dynamically changes how you're living your life. It drives your decision making and helps you prioritize the most important activities to produce the results that you desire for your design destiny, and that it aligns with your kingdom purpose. When you know what you need to be putting your time into to get to your destination, you're able to manage life and time better. When you actually put this into practice, your interruptions decrease drastically because you know when, how, and why you're working. If you've never heard of the sync method, let me give you a quick download. First, you take stock of everything in your life. This is the S. Now, I'm an acronymaholic, so just about everything I do has an acronym in it. And yes, there is a method to my madness, all right? To my marketing madness, we'll say. But anyway, the S, taking stock. You're basically taking an inventory of your life. This includes your faith, your family, your business, your self-care, your extended family, your social time, your hobbies, everything that is in your life that takes up a minute of your time is listed here. Next, you're going to look at your yoke. That's the why. This is where you are assessing your priorities, and in doing so, you are being very honest with yourself. If you are not honest here, you will not get the traction that you need, okay? So list out all the things from your first list in the order they currently exist in. Again, being very real with yourself. If you list God first, ask yourself if He would see things the same way. Would He say He's really first in your life? Look at how much time you're spending on work versus with your family. If you get up at 6, get ready, get your kids up at 7, do breakfast, take them to school at 8, arrive at work at 8:30, work until 5 with a half-hour lunch, pick your kids up at 5:15, go to ball practice at 6, after you're doing a quick drive-through dinner, hang out there until 8, and then get home in time for bed and bath. Is that really working for your desire to put your kids first? Now, there's no judgment here. I totally get it. Remember, I've lived this life, right? I get it. But this is where we have to be honest to decide what, if anything, needs to change. If something needs to change for us to achieve what we want to achieve for our family, and then we need to map out how we actually do it. If you don't address your current life schedule where it is, then you'll never achieve the change you desire. And I'm assuming if you're here, you desire a different path to creating wealth and prioritizing your family differently. So the next part of the sync method is to set your navigation. Where do you actually want all the things in your life to sit? What order should they be in for you to feel fulfilled and like you're closer to being who you're made to be? This is the N in our sync method. You are going to put some thought into where you actually want everything in your life to sit. Now, you're not married to this order, okay? It can change. Mine has changed recently, and my family and I have some big announcements coming. But this was only achievable for us because we value this method. We look at the navigational points we want our lives to follow and try to achieve those. So if you want God first, list Him there. If you want your spouse second, list Him there. If you want your kids third, list them there. If you want to homeschool, and that is more important than you continuing in your job, then list it fourth, right? It doesn't mean that you're quitting your job tomorrow. It means this is a navigational point in your life that you are going to strive for. So list it in the order that you want it to sit in. Then we're going to be off to the next step, which is the C. This is where we look at the cost involved in fulfilling your navigational points. We will evaluate the time cost and the monetary cost. Once that is done, then we start walking through the system to execute your synced up life. This method is amazing and it works when you actually put the effort in to do it. If you want to know more about this in detail, then go to momprenistalife.com/sync and we'll give you some more information, okay? Again, that's momprenistalife.com/sync. And we'll put that link in the description below as well. But here's why this is important. When you have your life in sync, you can make better decisions about new opportunities. You can easily determine whether a new business idea fits into your current plan or if it will disrupt balance that you've worked so hard to achieve. And achieving that balance is crucial when you're trying to shift the direction of your life and your family to be more of who you're made to be, right? So when you are that mom who is either working from home full time, or you're building your side hustle, or you and your husband are looking to buy a new business, and you have to know the time that you have available to put into it. So you have to rearrange your navigational points to get you there, and you have to analyze the cost to ensure that you actually can get there. If you're trying to work with kids running underfoot, then interruptions are always going to be there. And that is going to diminish the quality of your time that you're able to put toward whatever it is that you're doing. Then everyone is going to pay for the overwhelm that you feel, right? Trust me, I know. Did you know that it takes an average of 23 minutes and 15 seconds to get back on track after you've been interrupted? Forget about factoring that into our earlier stats about workplace distractions and the millions of dollars being lost there. But put this into perspective for you working in your home with your kids running amok, right? Even if they're entertained during reading time or watching a video or playing outside, you're still going to have a distraction or 20 that will pull your attention away from what you're doing. And unless you've mastered your focus, it will take a bit to get back on track with the momentum that you had in the first place. And a lot of times, those good ideas or thoughts that you had just flew out the window, and you strive to recall them because, man, that was such a genius idea, right? And again, I'm speaking from experience here, right? But just remember that our goal is to sync up your life and then get a focused schedule that allows you to do the things you need to do to step into the destiny and the kingdom purpose that God has for you. Now, you can design your destiny, but your design destiny should always correlate with a divine purpose that has been carved into you. If we don't have that clear vision when we start trying to execute new or even old things, then we get lost in busy work and we're basically treading water instead of completing laps. This is part of living out the Momprenista lifestyle. This helps get you there. This sets you and your family up to thrive as you walk out your calling and your purpose. So take action, put in the work, and get your life lined out and start taking the steps to put things in order. Put them in the order that they need to be in to execute what you get to put your hands to in this life. Listen, Mama, I love you, and I want nothing more than for you to realize the amazing person that you were created to be and fulfill the legacy that you get to leave. So here's to syncing up all the things about yours and your family's lives. I want you to really put some thought into this. And again, if you want to know more, let us know because we're going to be doing a class on it soon, okay? Thank you for joining me today on the Momprenista Life podcast. Stay tuned for more insights on balancing business and family life, and remember to keep your life in sync to achieve your designed destiny. I'll talk to you later. Bye.